What's up? So I'm just recording and gonna tell what I'm going through right now in my little life. Um, so my dad's moving. He's moving out of Fayetteville. He's going to Rockingham with his wife. His wife and him owns a house in Rockingham. My dad owns several properties actually. He owns like three houses here, and he's selling the house that he lives in now on his land. And I'm taking it pretty hard because that was my grandparents' land where that RV sits. That GI's RV is where my grandparents' house was. And when I went to prison, my dad rented my grandparents' house out to a horrible lady with two kids, and he finally got her out, and then he moved a multi-family in my grandparents' house, and the house ended up getting caught on fire. So when I come home, I was going to go back to my grandparents' house and live. Well, that didn't happen. I ended up moving in my dad's studio apartment that he has out in his barn. A real nice studio apartment. I lived in there for about 3 years after I got home until I got on my feet. And when I got on my feet, got a car, job, all that stuff, I ended up moving out anyways. That was the whole plan, getting my own place, me and Matt. And that's what we did. Matt wanted to get his own place right away when I got out. And I was like, no, let me get my daughter acclimated to me. You know what I'm saying? Let her get to know me more. Let me get to know her. I didn't want to just up and move her the only place she knew. So, and I could have moved right away to my own place, me and Matt's, but I didn't want to. And he respected my wishes and he stayed with me in the studio apartment. But Matt paid my dad rent. And because Matt, he's a man, he doesn't stay on another man's property rent free. That's not how it works. That's not how real men do. So we stayed there. Matt paid rent every month, and that was lights and everything included. We didn't have a light bill. We didn't have a garbage bill. And he begged me for the first year, let's just get it our own place. We could get our own place right now. All you have to do is go look for one. That's all you have to do. We'll rent something for a while. Then after a while, we'll buy something if we can. And like I said, we could have done it right away, but I chose not to. But yeah, my dad's selling his property. He's selling the land that he inherited when his parents died. Well, he had his house put on that land, built whatever on the other side. And my grandparents were still living. Then my grandma died. And then 3 or 4 years later, my grandpa died. But I lived in their house. You know what I'm saying? I paid my own light bill. I paid my way. Me and Matt did. So, and I took care of my grandfather with Alzheimer's. So, and my grandparents were well off. I mean, I'm not going to lie. They were well off. They worked for their money, though. They were very smart with their money. And so when they need to be put in a rest home, a nursing home, they didn't have to be. They had me and my sister and my dad, and we took care of them. And their lawyers would cut me and my sister a check every week for taking care of them from my grandparents' money because they saved and saved and saved. My grandpa was a hard worker. Anyways, so getting back to this, my dad's selling his land and he's selling his house. Well, this GI's buying it, and the GI got approved for $400,000 plus $10,000 to fix whatever he needs there because my dad's selling it as is. And my dad said, I'm jumping on it. He says, I'm too old to take care of this. And I seen my grandpa go through it because they did put their house up for sale and move to Florida, but it never sold because I kept on coming home on the weekends from Virginia, kicking the for sale sign down. And then the realty company got smart and put the wooden for sale sign down in the thing. But then a hurricane hit Florida, and then my dad, he left his job in Virginia, and we ended up coming back home to Fayetteville. I didn't right away. I went to Philadelphia with a boyfriend. So anyways, long story short, I'm upset. You know what I'm saying? I'm upset. That land's been there and been in my family's name before I was even conceived or born. A lot of memories there, but my dad can't keep up with it. My dad's in his late 60s, about to be 70, and he can't keep up with it. And his piece of shit wife, she's not going to keep up with it because she just lays in bed all fucking day. So I'm not going to go on I'll just go the fuck off, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just very, very upset. My dad was going to move to his other house right by my neighborhood. It's just a fence over into his other house. He was going to give the girls that live there 60 days to get out and find something. But now he doesn't have the heart to do that. He doesn't want to do that to them. And I say, do it. Get those two motherfuckers out of there. Because I don't want my dad going to Rockingham with his wife and all he's going to have is her family. And he won't have any family up there. And my dad has heart issues. My dad's fought cancer before. There's just a lot of medical things that it's not my place to talk about. But just trust me, my dad is not in the greatest health, y'all. And it's just, I'm upset about that. Why don't you want to move to your Porter Place house? That's what the neighborhood's called, Porter Place. I'm like, why don't you want to move there? You'll be right by me. Oh, his wifey wants to move back to Rockingham, North Carolina. Well, that's fine. You go do that. But don't expect me to talk to you in a long time because I'm not going to no fucking Rockingham every week to see my dad. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't have the funds to do that. I'm busy. I work for my uncle. I'm pissed. I'm just pissed and I'm hurt and I'm angry and I'm scared because that's it. I won't have no family here now. I'll have family here, but I don't really, that's distance family. But I won't have my dad here. And it's scary. It's just scary to me. Because anytime in my life, if something's ever happened, I've always had my dad to fall back on. And I know that sounds really strange to adults, but with everything that I've been through in my life, yeah, I was kind of spoiled growing up. I always had my dad to fall back on if I needed to. And I'm going to come forward and I'm going to say it and I'm going to admit it. Yeah, I always had my dad to fall back on, always. And now for the first time in my life, if something goes down, I won't have him to fall back on because I'm not moving to Rockingham, North Carolina. I'm not doing it. I don't like his wife. I don't like her family. I don't like her daughters. I don't like the decision that he's making. And I don't like the person that's buying my dad's land in his house. I think he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't. And Matt, he could try to buy it. But to be honest with you, my dad's house might look nice on the outside, but in the inside, there's stuff that needs to be done, like the plumbing. The plumbing needs to be all redone because whoever put the plumbing in there, they fucked up. The plumbing's working fine, but it's still rigged up underneath, especially the water lines. That's like a $6,000 job. And now the guy that's buying this knows that. And then my dad has the well. That's where he gets his water at. The pump, the well, whatever. That's going out. The guy knows that. And I'm thinking, you got to be an idiot. You know all this. So this guy's going to buy the house. He's already got approved for $410,000. $10,000 to fix stuff. Extra $10,000 to fix whatever he needs to fix. Hell, the water lines are going to cost $6,000 alone. Then the well, they don't even know how much telling that's going to be. But anyways, there's just a lot that's, going on. Okay. So there's just a lot going on. And this guy's an idiot. He says, well, I'm buying your dad's property. And then after that, I'm going back to the Philippines. I'm going to rent the house out to some GIs. I'm not going to rent the house out to no young people. I'm going to rent the house out to GIs. And then I'm going back to the Philippines for a while. And then I'm coming back. Like, what? What? Are you serious? Anyway, so it's really not up to me. I don't have nothing, this is none of my business, but I'm just venting, and it hurts me, it's just like, wow, you're gonna give this guy my grandparents' land, your land, and your house. But money talks and bullshit walks. So that's what it is. But at least my dad has two other properties he does have here, two other houses. So if anything should happen, he can always come back to one of his homes. um I didn't move in Porter Place house because I didn't want to be underneath my dad. I didn't want him to be my landlord. I didn't want to be underneath my dad anymore. So that's why me and Matt ended up getting this place. But I didn't want to move away from my area either, my stomping grounds. So I don't know. But me and Matt is going to be looking into buying a home here soon, and we're going to see what we can do. And if we need help, my dad said, I will co-sign. I will help. Whatever you need, I will help. So, I do appreciate that. If I need a co-signer, I know I have one, but it just is scary. A lot of things are scary to me, and I'm gonna be scared, and I'm upset about the whole thing. So that's what's going on in my life right now. So I'm gonna get off here. I gotta do some laundry. I gotta do my dishes, and I gotta wash my work clothes because I gotta get ready to go to work tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and then I got to go to work. So I'll be running around all day tomorrow in my car doing errands for my uncle. That kind of gets tiring here lately. I've been in my car doing errands. And being in my car has been really, really frustrating. But at least I am working for my uncle. And, he pays really good. And I get paid underneath the table, tax free. So it's great. And then I have people that come to my house on the weekends and I do their hair. I cut their hair. So I have that. Matt's working. It's a Sunday. He's in Pembroke, North Carolina working. So, he works a lot. He works. Last weekend he got to take off. So that was really nice to be with him. But usually he's always working. And it's me and my daughter. And when I'm working, my daughter's here with her boyfriend. And, her boyfriend lives across the street. So he's a good kid. He's not a bad kid. My daughter's not a bad kid either. She's a really good kid. So, but she starts school Tuesday. So she goes to a community college. She doesn't go to high school here. I took her out a couple years back because I didn't like how the school was being ran. And I've already told that, situation, that story. So I'm not going to go into it. But she starts school Tuesday. So that's when her community college starts back. High school diploma, GED courses. So I already got her my grandson's school clothes ready and shoes and supplies, and my grandson book bags and clothes and socks and underwear. You know how it goes, people, when you go school shopping for your grandkids or kids. So I got that taken care of. I really need to go vacuum out my car. So, anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.